Hey everyone, and welcome back to Cool America Live. I'm Lindsay Vetterl. Some characters don't just exist on screen. They become part of people's imaginations for generations. And Masters of the Universe is one of those worlds. Now imagine stepping into that universe not as just any character, but as one of the most visually iconic and intimidating villains in the entire franchise, Trapjaw. That's exactly what today's guest is doing. But what makes this moment exciting isn't just the character, it's the journey behind it. Because before the headlines and fan anticipation, Sam C. Wilson was building his career the hard way through persistence, risk, resilience, and believing in himself long before the spotlight ever arrived, developing not just as an actor, but as a storyteller. And honestly, I think that's what makes moments like this mean something. You can see the headline, but behind the headline is years of work, sacrifice, uncertainty, ambition, and the kind of belief in yourself that this industry demands. Today, we're talking about the journey, the pressure, the transformation into Trapjaw, and what it feels like to suddenly become part of a world people have loved for generations. Sam, welcome to Cool America.
Hey, Lindsay, thank you so much for having me. What a lovely introduction. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for bringing this back to us I'm so excited to hear all about it because
Oh,
it's such an iconic thing.
yeah.
It
Yeah,
is.
it was really something to be a part of. I mean, I think because it's not come out yet, I don't think I've ever been part of something that has had such a vivid run up
Yeah.
to it coming out, to the point where I keep having to remember that the thing's not actually out there in the world yet. It really feels like, it feels
Yeah.
like it's kind of happened, but it hasn't. Not yet,
Yeah.
anyway.
Well, and this is one of those franchises people don't just casually know. It's like they grew up with it, so they're
Yeah.
protective of it.
Oh, yeah, they
It's
are.
crazy.
Yeah.
And so you're stepping into Trapjaw, which
Mhm.
honestly feels like one of the most intimidating characters you could possibly take on because
Yeah.
there's already this specific image of that of him in like people's heads. When you got that call, how did you feel?
I felt, I get this, and when you get the phone call, when you get told that you've got the job, it's an
Yeah.
interesting moment for actors because I think you're never like doing the thing that you think you'd be doing. You're not like sitting there going, ah,
Yeah.
gee whiz, you know what I need today is a job. You'll be thinking that on days where the phone doesn't ring, plenty. But then you'll always be quite like you always be doing something else when you get this phone call. And I had been researching Trapjaw, having read for him, but I also knew that with these characters, they see so many people.
Yeah.
So I just kind of, there is a bit of like, particularly at the level I was at then as well, that like when you send those off, it really does feel like you've just kind of like, scrumpled the paper up and thrown it behind your back. And you're just kind of hoping. And when I got the phone call saying I got it, I was absolutely ecstatic, of course, and
Yeah.
then kind of like it's a terribly anxious habit. But I started thinking, at what point today or in the next week are they going to realize? Do you know what? Actually, we've got this like WWE wrestler who can act beautifully. He's interested. Actually, he's go. Let's get rid of that Sam guy. There was this kind of like I thought. At what point are they going to realize? Maybe let's go with someone else. I kept wanting to like sign the dotted line somewhere. Um, but yeah, no, it was a great, great feeling. And also, what was amazing about it was I got to just start researching him loads, and because the fandom is so uh, they're really collaborative. They're kind of online and they're like mates with each other. So
Mhm.
there's these YouTube videos that seem to be like this very loving, like origin story. And then the messages under the video will be like, thanks for making this, dude. I love this. And they're a good bunch, the He-Man fans. They really are. And I've engaged with them a lot since my casting got announced, right up
Oh,
until now. And I was delighted then, and I'm even more delighted now, basically. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And you're right, fans already have this emotional connection to him. And I feel like that kind of pressure can either scare you or push you. Um, do you think that you found yourself diving deeper into Trapjaw because of the fans? And
Yeah, and yeah, that's a really good question. And actually, yeah, because I never want to sound like the guy who's like, oh, really, I don't want to kind of come in here and be like, oh, I Lee Strasberg trapjaw, and now was method, and my family had to put up with me eating all my dinners, with a mechanical jaw on or whatever. But I mean, yeah, because you sit in front of the mirror, and the transformation I had to start going through. I mean, every day was 6 hours of makeup. So
wow,
like, and then they got it down to like 4.5, maybe four some days. But I got to know the prosthetics team really well. But I'd watch myself very slowly become him,
that's wild.
and that face is pure. It's practical. It's all on. It's on. It's the only CG element to that is the kind of the moving parts of the mechanical arm, but the kind of end segment would be
Okay.
like if I always had a hook, I was holding a hook piece,
Yeah.
and if I had a gun, so it's green here, but the rest of it, that's me. That's my bare skin painted. That's me uh, in practical effects. So yes, because you start to relearn to use your face differently in the mirror, and
That's
you go right when I want to look this way, and you start to scowl a lot, and you feel as though he's literally looking back at you for hours.
whoa.
So not to say that like, oh yeah, I came out, genuinely believing I was him on like a surface level psychological things, then it would have been a problem for everybody. But
God.
yeah, for sure, you feel like you are physically a different entity when you walk out the makeup and costume, and the way people react to you.
Yeah.
People on set looks very scared until I opened my mouth and said, could I please have something from Kraft? I'm very thirsty. Please bring a straw. I'm not allowed to damage the makeup.
Oh
Um,
my gosh,
yeah,
that's so funny.
yeah, but yeah, yeah. I mean, it was the pressure was real.
Yeah.
Um, but depending on the day and the mood I was in, it was either high pressure, like, oh my gosh, I can't do this for the fans. Like I won't deliver what they're already passionate about. And then in most days when I was feeling really good, so I was training a lot, and when you exercise, you feel good.
Yeah, that's
You know,
true.
you know what I mean? Like when you're training, and I trained in the gym.
Yeah.
They built us this big gym, and I was training with Nick and with Hafthor, who plays Goatman, and he's also like literally the strongest man in the world.
Whoa.
Like as in, that is not a turn of phrase. Like the guy's the strongest man in the world,
Really?
and he dwarfed me, and I'm 6'5", and I put on 20 kilograms.
What?
Um, yeah, which I guess is like what's it? It was like 40 pounds or something. It was like, is
Sure.
that have I got that conversion right? Let's say it's right.
I think
But
we'll just say it's right.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
good.
yeah. I
Math
put
is
on
not my
five.
favorite.
I put on 5,000 pounds for the no. So yeah. I mean, it was like I saw myself literally become him, and the kind of the machismo that goes with like lifting a lot of heavy weights all the time.
Yeah.
Everyone was really supportive of each other. Also, they got to this point where I thought I can't get myself looking like this shredded comic book. There are all these pictures everywhere of these like ripped,
Oh,
but
yeah.
also huge guys, and I thought you start to realize that you're looking at comics, and I thought, I'm a man, and I'm a
Yeah.
big man, and but I'm a real one, and what I'm gonna do, and Hafthor really helped me here,
Yeah.
and Travis did too, the director. He was like, look, go for broke on a strong man. Like you can eat and lift and eat and lift, and that's kind of what I did. Like how in the strongman championships they're
Yeah.
almost barreled. Like
Yes. Yeah.
that's kind of what I went for with Trap Dogs. I wanted him to look like he
Okay. That makes
mechanically jumps and that kind of thing, and it was more achievable in the time frame as well.
sense.
So yeah, in answer, it's the most I've ever put in to becoming uh
Wow.
to becoming a character for sure. Yeah, it was
Wow. It's so cool to hear you talk about. Like I'm always fascinated by by those stories and just the way that you put it about watching him come to life in front of you, which is that has to be so surreal. It's
I think
and
it's the
so
face. The
strange.
face is the bit when they finally glue the face piece down. You look and you look up and you're like, that's not me anymore, because it literally isn't.
Whoa.
um and then you start talking, and you start, and I
Yeah.
was listening to a lot of metal.
Okay.
Oh my god, those poor like they became such good friends, such good friends. But I would do this like
You're with
dope.
them all day.
Yeah, honestly, they were like my main support system. They were great. Like when we would do a take, and there was like, because all the fighting,
Yeah.
apart from the really dangerous bits, we learned all the fighting. It's us. It's the actors' faces. It's the actors fighting. It's like there's
Yeah.
no messing about. We trained for a long time for it.
Wow.
So you know, when we would do a take, the guys who were re-gluing my mask would come over and go, "Dude, that looked fucking amazing. Honestly, you look so good." And
Uh,
I'd be like, "Thanks, man. Thanks, man. I couldn't do this without you. Couldn't do this without you." And he'd be like, "Do it again. Do it again. Go on, go on." And then they would like go off, and like they would have given you this like, a bit like in boxing where they do the where they stop all the bleeding. It's almost
yeah.
like they were like
Yeah.
ring. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was
Oh my
great.
gosh. That's so wild. I can see it in my head.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah. No, it really was. It was high octane. It was good. It was good. It was really, really fun.
that is so cool. I mean, there has to be something about the psychology of this, like, because it's you,
Yeah.
but when you're looking at somebody different, you're acting like somebody different. It has to be like do you ever start feeling like, okay, this guy's real?
Yeah. I and 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 this is it. Is that I used to I used to really turn my nose up
Yeah.
at the kind of pretentiousness of saying, "Oh, I really became the character." I could always hear myself and think, "Oh God, you sound like some like," you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I didn't want to be
No, I
seen as
get it.
really performative, carrying a leather book. Oh God, I didn't want to. But yeah, like
Yeah.
you do, in the same way that I think that if you imagine yourself when you're a teenager, and like
Yeah.
you can see her probably, right, like they're there, and she's like a person to you, and it's not who you are now, but it's a
Right.
part of you, and you can imagine her as this. That's what the characters you play and you spend a long time with end up feeling like.
That's so cool.
They become this little, quite safe, not like a whole person, but this little. Oh
Yeah.
no, I can't hear it. It's fine. They become this little kind of sectioned off idea of a pocket of a person that you know very well, and they just sort of seem to take
Yeah.
up residence somewhere that you can kind of pop into. But if someone were to ask me to go and get there again, you've done
Yeah.
so much of the homework. You really would
Right.
just have to spend 2 minutes with your eyes closed, and
Wow.
and then you'd have the voice and the movement and all of that. It's great fun. It's such a gift for an actor to be able to play like a creature, really.
Yeah. That is so cool. It really is. I love hearing about it. I could like listen to it all day. Um,
Oh,
but the
bless you.
thing is too, like what's cool about villains, especially memorable villains, is
Hmm.
that the best ones like aren't usually just evil just because they want to be. There's always something human underneath all of it. So,
Yeah,
did you find anything like that about Trapjaw once you got deeper into his character?
definitely. I did. And they had these really great, like they were bringing these team members. There was a lady called Polly who came in who would help us. Uh, with some of us, she would do some movement work with us, and she'd say, "Where's their, where do they lead from?" And have you ever had like a day where you're like, you're thinking a bit too much, you're maybe a bit anxious, and you kind of do just lead from like your head feels heavy and you walk around, and so she'd kind of just give you, some quick ins because the days are long, and sometimes you forget where you are in the script, and so it's good to have these little
Yeah,
psychological sort of tricks to
right.
get yourself there.
Mhm.
And we kind of decided that he's so bionic that a load of this bionic stuff wedged on would really hurt. And
Yeah,
so I essentially had that everything was uh he was in like a lot of pain. And so
yeah,
his whole thing was like, and then I looked at the origin stories, and it's Skeletor has taken his jaw off and he's had to rebuild himself. So he's done a bit of licking his wounds. So he's
yeah,
quite self-pitying, and he kind of thinks, and it's particularly easy to hate really beautiful specimens like Nick and Idris, who I come up against a lot, because I think, oh, look at you, you've got all your body parts and you feel good and you're all having a laugh and you've got friends, and all of my kind of like worker bees are all bionic too. So we've all been in a workshop, literally amending each other's eyes and ribs and legs, and so so yeah, there's definitely this idea of like, why should you get to feel so comfortable? You don't know what it's like to be me. Kind of that was the thing I tapped into with him for sure, that he was aching. And I kind of in a lot of the performances that I think hopefully people will see, I've done him really clawing on to like things that I have him wincing as he walks
Oh,
and going like
yeah.
everything's painful for him. So yeah.
Oh, man. I mean, he probably doesn't even see himself as the villain.
Oh no, no way.
No way.
Oh my god. I always think a villain like that would see all these like really kind of like because I keep like in the same way that the orcs
Yeah.
in the other universe, the Middle Earth, the kind of I reckon they would be because they're the same, aren't they? They're like forged
Kind of,
in those
yeah.
horrible amniotic sacs. That I've always felt quite sorry for the orcs because I thought, well, they didn't, born, and 2 days later they've got a load of armor stuck
Yeah.
on them, and they're these fallen elves, aren't they? And I
Yeah.
always imagine that the elves must seem really annoying
Yeah.
to them. Super
Yeah.
beautiful. Why would they be evil? You don't see yourself as evil, I don't think, when you're the baddie.
That's so true.
Yeah, I don't think it would work if you saw yourself
No.
as wrong.
Yeah. No.
You feel completely morally justified, don't you?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. And it's like you're giving yourself those justifications over and over in your head. So you like start to really believe them.
Yeah, I mean, I could name a few in daily life that probably do not feel like villains at all.
Right. Yeah.
And depending on your kind of leaning or standpoint, you view that person as. I think particularly at the moment we're in like polarized times, right? So like the
Yeah.
idea of like that's a baddie, we're the goodies, and like
Yeah.
depending on where you are, that seems to be everyone's belief that they are the moral, uh,
Um,
virtuous one,
yeah.
and that those people over there, and so that seems to be like
That, yeah, absolutely. That's a really good perspective. I mean, putting it into perspective, way to explain it for sure. Um, but honestly, hearing you talk about Trap Jaw makes me so excited because it sounds like there's way more depth there than people are even realize. It seems like you put so much into it, and it's going to be so. I'm so excited.
Oh, but I mean, I really did. I really wanted people to. I wanted to. I wanted to. For as much as I can control,
Yeah,
I wanted to put the yards in and the time and the care in a
yeah,
way that honored. A lot of this stuff means a huge amount to a lot of people. I've heard all sorts of stories about how. I mean, I have my relationships with certain cartoons, films. I have done since I
yeah.
was really young.
Mhm.
These things are like their escapism
Yes,
from some of the worst moments that they've been so important to me. So
yeah,
when you're kind of becoming that for
yeah.
someone else, I just wanted to take it really seriously,
Mhm.
um, and not just think, oh well, whatever. It's a paycheck. I didn't want to
Yeah.
feel that way at all.
Well, I think it's so admirable of you to like take that standpoint and that perspective. I just think that that is absolutely wonderful.
Thanks, Lindsay. I think ultimately, like stuff feel like life in general feels worthwhile when you start taking yourself seriously. It's not something I've always done.
Right.
I've been, I've kind of like been through phases of life where I don't take myself seriously at
Mhm.
all, and
Yeah.
that can feel very appealing because then the stakes are low. But I
Yes.
think it's just like that's just like a fear of failure, isn't it?
Right. It is. Yeah.
And I think we probably a lot of us come away from our like maybe 20s feeling that way. Possibly,
Mhm.
it's certainly the conversations I have with people that tends to be how they end up viewing those phases of their lives.
Absolutely. It's like this, there's peace and comfort almost.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
What feels easy and immediate
Mhm.
and warm
Yep.
not
Absolutely.
necessarily good for you.
Hmm. Well, so aside from the movie,
Mhm.
this has to feel kind of surreal personally too. Was
Yeah.
there a point in your career where things, I guess, suddenly shifted from hoping this might happen someday to realizing, oh, this is my life now?
Yeah, there are a few kind of like bullet pointed moments. I suppose the first one was when I got into drama school, which in the UK is like a real like it's maybe not as much anymore, but it certainly felt like there's a
Yeah.
set of like very accredited drama schools, and that is very much the pathway into getting one of the serious agents, and then that's
Yes.
sort of seems to be the way that it works here. I know that the US has a similar vibe. And I know that there are exceptions to the rule who tend to be talked about more because they're exceptions, but I think in general, that's the pathway.
Yeah.
And so when I got into drama school, that was one of those. Uh,
Yeah.
and then when I got my first ever big TV job, uh, where I was a pretty small character, but I was there. I was, they put me in a hotel, and I was in Budapest. I was in Hannah years ago, and I was like, God, I've got like my character's got a name, and they've given me like this like gun and shown me how to fire it because I hadn't done that before, and so
Right.
that was a big one. And I made friends with some like actors who'd done it a long time. Who ended a guy, particularly my scene partners in all of that was a guy called Andy Nyman, who is an amazing actor and is now like he kind of became like my older brother, uh,
Oh,
like kind of I've made these amazing, and he's kind of in many ways held my hand through these like the next decade of my career. And then when I got Dodger, I played Bill Sykes on a series here called Dodger, which was like the Artful and I played Bill Sykes in school plays.
oh,
And so
wow.
then I played Dodger for the BBC, and I was doing that for like 7 months. And
Wow.
that's when I thought, oh my God, I'm actually on a set playing this character that I'm sure I could do,
Right.
but I'm now doing it on TV. And then the next one I think was when I got House of the Dragon, because then
Yeah.
it's like HBO and it's
Oh,
global,
big. Yeah, it's
and
big.
I'm like, and it's a fantasy franchise, and it's a character that existed before when I
Yeah.
played Blood, and that was very. He was a very evil guy with his own characterization and stuff. So that was like there, and then this came on a year when I
Yeah.
also got Blade Runner,
Yeah.
and I was like, I think there was this like in my mind, it exists as this little squished up period where this kind of cascade of roles came in, which is really unheard. It doesn't happen now, So
Yeah.
when that happened, I thought, oh my God, this is uh, unbelievable. And then my
Yeah.
voiceover work kind of picked up, and I would be doing some of that,
Yeah.
and I kind of just I moved down to Brighton at that time because I had met my now wife to be. We're
Yeah.
getting married in August, and we have a
Congrats.
little, yeah, yeah. And around that time, she got when I was filming Blade Runner, she got pregnant, and our first daughter was born whilst I was filming Masters of the Universe.
No
So I
way.
was in full trap jaw makeup,
Oh my
um,
God.
and 2 days before our daughter had been born in this room.
No way.
Yeah, in a pool in a pool that that if
Yeah.
I didn't need to mimic the jaw rake after I had helped to inflate that pool, but the so lots of those moments where I kind of just thought life, real life, and then my working life kind of feel like they're actually like taking like a real grown up form.
Yeah.
um so I know that that's like a very long-winded answer, but I suppose they're the kind of, to me, they're the bullet pointed moments where I went, aha, oh
Yeah.
wow, oh wow, and there was plenty of really shit moments in
Oh
between
yeah.
all of
Oh,
those,
yeah.
frankly.
I believe it. I believe.
Loads of like, let's say that's the graph. It was like,
Yep. I
which
feel
I'm
like this,
sure
yeah,
you're human,
this industry, like it's really good at that. It's really
isn't it just?
it is.
Isn't it just? Oh my word.
It's one of those like when it's good, it's great. And when
Yeah.
it's bad, it's eh, really bad.
Yeah, it can be. And I've had quiet periods since. I must admit, though, I've been a very present dad for the first year
Oh, I
of
love
my
that.
daughter's life.
What's her
And I
name?
mean, Juno,
Oh, I love it.
yeah,
I
Junie Bug, our little Junie Bug. She's amazing.
I
I
believe
just
it.
like,
What a
oh, have you
age.
got any?
We do, yeah. So I have well, I have two stepchildren and I have my two daughters. One of my daughters is actually homesick right now. She was diagnosed with the flu yesterday and she's like freaking out because she's 14. She's about to be 15 in October, but she's going to the high school next year. And I can't even believe I'm gonna have my babies going to high school. But um she's going to high school, and so she made the cheer team, and they have their first practices this week, and she's gonna miss it because she's sick.
Okay, I see. So there's a
Yeah.
there's something of a teen movie drama happening in the house
Right?
right now.
Oh yeah. And she's like, I'm going to school. And I said, you are literally the only child I know that is fighting to go to school. Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Have you got a slight like I've got an untrained ear, right? Have you got a slight southern lilt?
yes, I do. Okay,
I
so
love it. I
thank
love it.
you. Thank you. I live in South Carolina. I was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, up north, but I moved down here about 12 years ago, almost 13 years ago. And I was a teacher. I taught reading and writing for a really long time. And so I was surrounded, just immersed in this Southern drawl all the
I
time. And
I
so you
love it.
kind of just picks it up. It's like,
I mean, don't change. That's just like it's like the coolest thing ever.
it's so funny because it's always people that I talk to from the UK that are always like, I love it so much.
Yeah, we do. We because we all learn the general
Yeah.
American, and it's the hardest one to do.
Right. It is.
But the
Yeah.
Southern accent for us
Southern
is
accent.
like because it's like because it's a character, isn't it? It's like there's a
It
turn
is.
on it. It's a bit like when Americans do Brits being
Right.
either oh hello how are you or kind of
Yeah.
like all right oh let's have some pig whistle and like we're all it's
It's so,
easier to think of like crazy characters than just
yeah.
like an everyday person, you know.
It's so funny. That's so true. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, but definitely, yep, South Carolina. So
Oh, I love it.
thank you. Um, but yeah, so we've got this teen drama going on, but
Oh, bless them.
the youngest one's at school. So my husband's son is 15, and then my oldest is 14, and then his youngest is it's a girl. She's right in between my two girls, literally,
Got
even
you.
this day. So it's 14, 12, and 10. So,
Oh wow. Full
hmm.
household.
Is it yes, a full household.
Yeah.
Very
Do
lot
you have
of
a good laugh?
of a lot. Yes, there are times when I'm like, I don't, one of you isn't going to survive. And I don't know
Yeah,
which one yet, but it's going to be like Hunger Games up in here. And I don't know what's going to happen yet. But
brilliant.
overall, they're great kids. They really are good kids. And they have, they have a lot of really good qualities. And
Mm,
they're genuinely loving people. So it helped. That part helps. You know, they want
100%.
people to succeed. They want the best for people. They care a lot about others. So
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm sure
yeah.
that's a testament to your parenting. That doesn't
Oh,
just come from
thank
nowhere.
you. I hope so. I mean, I got
Yeah.
it from my parents. So I mean,
Yeah.
I hope so. Hope to
Yeah.
push them on. Which I'm sure your little Junie Bug's gonna have the same thing. So
Oh, yeah. I hope so. I hope so. Her
oh,
mum's wonderful too. Her mum's a midwife.
no way.
Yeah. Yeah. My partner's a
Oh,
midwife.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she is. I can't even imagine how many lives that she has touched just doing what she does.
I know. I
So
know.
fantastic.
I say it all the time.
Yeah.
It makes acting look a little redundant. Not
No,
going to lie.
no. It's a hard job. Acting is hard, okay?
Can
It's
be.
hard. It's
Can
hard.
be.
Hmm. Oh yeah, sorry. So we are just, squirrel. I told you. We're just gonna squirrel sometimes. It is what it is. But mm. I wanted to ask you, going back, the exciting part of the industry is always what we see, like premieres and announcements and all the drama. But people don't always see what it took to get there. So has this journey demanded a lot from you personally?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think people in latterly seem more aware of the whole kind of overnight sensation
Yeah,
uh, phenomenon. Very rarely being that,
right.
because it's always people in their mid 30s that seem to come from nowhere, and you
Mm,
wonder what they were doing until then.
right.
Um, and the answer is yeah, it's like a lot of hard work, and um, it's a lot of saying yes to things you maybe you just sort of there's a bit of scattergunning, kind of throwing enough stuff at a wall and seeing what sticks. I mean, there's a lot of projects I didn't necessarily love,
Right.
um, and then there's a lot of it's overcoming doubt as well.
Right.
So that's been hard. My parents are medics, right? They're doctors,
Oh, wow.
and I for my A levels, which are like our high school finals, I guess.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
guess like our SAT age exams. You pick four.
Oh, okay. So that's, I got you. I got you. So
Yeah.
that's the
So I
trans.
did three. I did uh, physics, maths, chemistry, biology. They were my things, and I was going to become a doctor.
Oh,
Um, and then my story was always that I just chose not to. But the truth is, I didn't work hard enough, so that wasn't an option. But I was doing all of the girls in my year because it was only girls who did drama in my school. And all of the
okay.
girls in my year, I played the male counterpart
Right.
um, in a lot of their drama A level. And the drama teacher was like, "You should have done this A level," but it just
Yeah.
doesn't. I can't explain why. It just wasn't a thing that was happening.
Right.
It wasn't being done. Where in my year and the area I was in, it just didn't. It didn't. I don't know. Like boys weren't going and becoming actors,
Right.
uh, or maybe they were. Some of them were. If a school had a particularly good drama department, then some of them did. Like
Right.
Cardiff is home to a lot of Tom Rhys
Okay.
Harris, who's playing Clayface. He went to a school around the corner from me around the same time.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah. So Cardiff's a bit of a hotbed for acting, really. But for some reason, in my kind of pipeline, it was
Mhm.
just kind of like that was what was going on. So I then went and did like a journalism degree. There was always this thing of like, well, you've got to somehow angle it to do medicine or something
Yeah.
science related. Like all my university inquiries were, oh, well, since I can't be a doctor, should I do biology? And the whole time I've got these things now. When I was 5 years old, I had written, I want to be an actor, I want to be an actor, I want to be an actor, just like Jim Carrey. That was my
Yeah.
whole thing. I used to watch all of like Ace Ventura and
Yeah.
like the Riddler, like every Jim Carrey character I could
I just love
impersonate and would
it.
do it in the living room to my parents.
Yeah.
I was saying then that I wanted to be an actor,
Wow.
and I was acting whenever I could in any different things, but the whole time it felt like the real world was calling, and that I
Yeah.
had to be a doctor, an engineer, or a scientist.
Yeah.
Um, and I kept that was the biggest thing was going. I am literally saying no to that
Yeah.
and going my own way. But in the past 10 years, I'm very grateful for the way things turn out. Because for the past 10 years, to keep me afloat while I've been acting, I've been teaching maths, physics, and science. And
Oh, wow.
even this morning, I taught two A level maths lessons.
No way. That's
Yeah, because
awesome.
they keep me grounded, happy. They keep me financially buoyant if it goes quiet for a bit. And I've taught maths lessons in my trailer, um,
Okay.
on Zoom like this. So
Yeah.
so that's been that thing that I've had to push against has ended up being a bit of a secret weapon that's kept me in the game as long as I have been. Because I don't think I'd have survived it.
Yeah.
I
That
just don't.
it honestly, yeah, and I get what you're saying. And it's like, but what really resonated with me about what you said is the pressure,
Yeah,
because it's almost like I can't even describe it. You have 12 years through schooling, right? And all of a sudden it's like you have to make a decision. You got to make it now. Like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
And it's like this is the rest of my life. Like this
yeah.
isn't something to be taken lightly. And it's not that easy. Everybody's like, oh, you could just switch your profession. It's not that easy if you go to
No.
college for something. You know what I'm saying? To just switch you can't just, oh, today I want to be a doctor and just go be a doctor. Like it doesn't work that way. So it's a lot.
It's particularly bad in America,
It is.
I think, for
Yeah.
that. But I think we're going that way in that the financial commitment that
Mm-hmm.
you're taking down that pathway is like
Oh yeah.
you'd have to be mind-bogglingly rich to change course,
Right. Right.
um, or else win the lottery or have some uncle in like a house on a hill somewhere that you didn't know about
Right.
falls down the stairs.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's absolutely right. So there was this constant thing of like, and then again, of course, people are coming from a good place, right? So a lot of my parents' friends would go, "Oh, acting, okay, that's there was," and I think it was judgmental, but not in a kind of sinister way. I think it was in a more of a like, if like they're worried about you, they're
Yeah.
worried you're going to go out and
It-
get it wrong, and fair enough.
yeah.
So basically, plowing through that has been the
It's
biggest
hard.
challenge. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. That's hard because you have this thing and you're excited about it and obviously extremely talented. And then you have it's almost like a naysayer, but they don't
yeah.
even realize what they're doing. And that's the part that is, I guess, the most aggravating.
I
It's
think that was it. I think if I had just had a family member
yeah,
somewhere who had gone this way
right.
as some sort of affirming evidence that it
Then
was
it would have
possible.
been.
I
Mhm.
remember we went to this one thing one afternoon. We went to someone's house just outside Cardiff, and they had like, like these kind of like non-working farms.
Yeah,
Yeah. And so that was like kind of like the way they were kind of about like 10 miles outside of Cardiff. There's a lot of country, probably
yeah,
similar stuff in South Carolina, I imagine. And
probably.
people kind of, they're not working the farm, but they have a bit of land or whatever.
Yeah.
And we were there, and I remember she said to me, like, so you want to be an actor, do you? And I went, I do, yeah. And by this point, I was really embarrassed by it.
Oh,
And she went, great, there's loads of work. You'll be great. And I remember she said that, and that pretty much kept me going for like, I kept remembering that conversation for like years. Because these entire years disappear when nothing of any
right.
significance happens.
Yeah.
Bar jobs, security jobs. I worked in removals. I worked in magazine offices. I did manual labor here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of but it's made me a better actor. I can't lie.
Right. Yeah, because you have
I
all these
think,
experiences and different people that you come in contact with.
yeah.
I could see that.
Or perhaps I should say it's made acting feel easier. I think whether I'm good or not, it's not my decision to make.
If you weren't good, you wouldn't have done the things that you have done. And I'm
Oh, bless you.
assuring you, trust me, I can already tell just by hearing you talk about it, you're gonna be phenomenal.
Oh, bless you. That's so sweet, Lindsay.
It's true. It's absolutely true. It's just, yeah, I hate that. I love that one comment though. I love that one comment and how it pushed you through because it's so crazy to hear. It only takes one. And it wasn't even like this extravagant phrase. It was just, oh, there's a lot of work. You're going to be great.
She
You know?
kind of walked away. She kind of like, I think it was really inconsequential to her. And I think that's what landed. She kind of went, oh, you'll be fine. There's loads of work. And she kind of carried it.
This
And I thought, well,
movie.
she's not worried about it. She's so not worried about it. She's gone.
Yeah. Wow.
Bye. Yeah.
I love that. And
Yeah.
I love her. I love her that she did that because then it brought us, you, in Trap
Yeah.
Job. So she deserves a round of applause, you know.
I know her name. I'm gonna contact my mum later and see if I can tell her that what a difference that made. I think I should tell her that because it's only just come out
Yes.
now.
Tell
But
her. I would
yeah,
tell her.
yeah,
Now you got this big movie coming out that's like huge, and you can be like, look, this. Thank you. This right here.
Yeah,
And to all you naysayers, well, take that.
love that. Love that attitude.
Um, so through all of this, did confidence come naturally to you, or is it something you had to like build up over time?
I think that is really good question. And I think that, okay, stage confidence. I remember the first time I went on stage as an adult when I was in university, and I hadn't done it since I'd been like a teenager.
Yeah,
When I was a teenager, it felt very easy. I then did it again when I was in my early 20s, and I hadn't done it in between. And I literally getting the words out was the issue. I was
yeah.
so frightened. I was literally about to piss myself.
Oh
I,
no.
I, I remember literally thinking, I'm going to have to like run away. I don't know what to do. I'm so nervous. Then I went
Oh
to the Edinburgh Fringe and I kind of did 31 performances of it in a row,
yeah.
sometimes to like three people.
Wow.
And then my stage fright kind of like got rubbed out. And it was this like exposure therapy almost.
Right. That makes sense.
Um, so that was the big thing to overcome. Then the next thing to overcome, I think, was at drama school. I got typecast a lot, which is not usually what happens at drama school, but
Right.
I got you're meant to sort of go there and play everyone, and I didn't. I would always be the kind of like the big henchman, the Lenny, the kind of
Oh,
the,
funny.
yeah, you know, like I'm 6'5", and the kind of if a character was like slightly stupid and
Oh,
provincial or like a bit like you know the big
yeah.
I don't know boss, you know, that kind of that and there are loads of big guy actors who have the same thing, by the way.
Mm.
I think I've heard the guy who plays Robert in Everybody Loves Raymond.
Well, oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think he had a lot of that, but then they gave him Robert, and Robert was like this actually really like really complex.
yeah.
He's one of my favorite characters ever on TV.
Oh, really?
Name yeah, because he's just like to me,
Yeah.
these guys who have like, because I would love to play like a physics teacher because I
Right.
teach physics.
Yeah.
And I love it. So I'd love to be able to play like a scientist, but I think until now it's been like, you know,
Bigger.
I've played to my strengths,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that I've had to overcome that type cast thing in my head, and in a way, recently it's been a new skill to. I did it. I filmed the show at the end of last year where I play like a really kind guy in it,
Yeah.
lovely, gentle, and that's kind of he's big and strong, but he's very gentle, a bit of
Yeah.
a local councillor.
Oh,
I can't say too much about it, but it was with
right.
some very well-known people who were like amazing actors to be like here with, and again a bit of a like I still can't. I feel like I'm lying when I think about it, but you'll be able to see what it is soon. And then I was able just to speak and like not layer on the kind of machismo, you know, like just
Yeah.
actually talk like I am to you now.
Yeah.
So that's been the big challenge, you know, letting go of that
Right.
because I'm not a tough guy really at all. But I started to maybe think that that was my brand,
Okay.
and you do, you know, we have them,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, you know, that it's a thing. And I think some people's reaction would be I could turn up here and be all moody and pretend that I'd had this like, you know, like I'm really tough and you know I've just come back from jujitsu. It seems to be a very popular tact for people to take now.
Jujitsu.
Yeah, it is always jujitsu, isn't it? No hate on jujitsu, but I mean, it's just
Oh,
like it's always jujitsu.
it is. It is always jujitsu. I think it's just the easiest one to like think of. Just, you know.
Could have been a rear choke hold, rear
That's
choke.
so funny.
Yeah.
That's so funny. But yeah, no, you're right. I feel like people they do tend to put actors into these little boxes, don't they? And
Yeah, and it's bound to happen. But I think the direction I would like to take is to
yeah,
play. I'm in it to play anyone. um, if they'll
Yeah.
have me, you know.
Well, it's time. They need to because they need to
Yeah,
break out of that box.
yeah. If you
No,
know anyone,
yeah.
I'll send you my details afterwards. Just
There you go. We're
yeah,
gonna get this done.
yeah, yeah. 15
Physically
jobs out of
done.
South Carolina suddenly.
You what?
Yeah, 15 parts come up for me, and they're all in South Carolina, and you've been
Oh,
at
right.
handing out flyers, student
There's
films
not
in South
much going
Carolina.
on in South Carolina. There you don't have much. Um,
Oh,
oh wow, but yeah. No, it is kind of wild how they do that and how that happens because it's not even in I don't even know if it's intentional. It just kind of falls. You just fall into those patterns, I guess, where but I see what you're saying. Like you want to branch out. You want to do a bunch of different things, but it's hard if they're only like casting you for these like particular roles. You want more depth. And
yeah,
I get
uh,
that.
yeah. But similarly, I'm very just grateful for any
Oh
work
yeah,
and
absolutely.
that.
No, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, absolutely. I mean, if someone turns around now and says this guy's, I mean, there's been a few more complicated people I've played, and
Yeah.
it is just more difficult and more of a challenge, so more fun.
Yeah, more fun.
Um, yeah, yeah, definitely. I have tried. I'm really excited to be able to for you to see the things that I'm referencing. Because I've made him not like you necessarily might think, and I'm excited about that.
I am so excited. I cannot wait. It sounds like it's gonna be amazing. So that is just the beginning now. See, look, now you're gonna get all these more in-depth things coming your way.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I hope so. We'll
yeah,
manifest it.
perfect. I hope so too. So I have to ask you,
Uh-huh.
but without spoiling anything, obviously. Was there a moment during filming where you looked around and thought fans are absolutely going to lose their minds when they see this?
Yeah, there was.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
I was. This isn't spoiling.
Okay.
I was because it's on the. I'm just racking my brains as to what's in the ad.
Yeah.
I was in the room
Okay.
on the moment. You know
Oh,
the
yep.
I have that bit like
Gotcha.
I'm
Yep.
that that has been alluded to. I was around. I'll say that. And I thought and when you're there, right,
Yeah.
Travis is so clever.
Yeah.
He really is. And it's like watching almost someone like Jim Henson at work because he there's just more done practically than you might think. There could have been so much more CG that they've chosen not to do.
Which is
For all
awesome. I
for
love
all
that.
of its kind of 80s imperfection, it's kind of the beauty of it. So we are there with each other. We're not acting to no one.
Yeah.
And we're fighting
Mhm.
and it's real. And then it's like CG's used as this like seasoning.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I
love
mean?
it's so genuine still.
Yeah, it does make a difference. And so I think that moment, and then there was another moment, there was a rig that was set up that I was in, and that's all I'll say there,
Yeah.
um, with someone else who I was finding unbelievable.
Yeah.
Um, and it was actually doing the stuff that you
Right.
would think they would just get a computer to do.
Oh,
They build this stuff.
got you.
So it was, yeah, fans are going to love it because you'll be able to tell.
I love that. I think that that is it's so incredible that they went that direction with it instead of using the CGI stuff because
Absolutely.
it adds such a like just I can't even express, but it's like there's a depth, there's like this genuine raw aspect to it. And I think that and to do it with a movie like this is insane
I
because
totally agree with you, you know. I
yeah.
totally agree. Like, give me like Labyrinth.
Yeah.
over all sorts of like. Can you imagine Labyrinth if it had been CG
No.
only? It had
No.
just been like you. There are conversations where you see,
Yeah.
like you'll be able to see it
Yep.
that it's real. People, there's spit flying that might not have needed. It might have been an accident. You might see an imperfection, and you know that it really happened on the day, and that I
Yeah.
think people want that. There's an
Yeah.
appetite for that.
Absolutely.
People don't want slop.
No. No.
And people are very clever, and they can feel when they're being fed slop. And this isn't that.
Exactly.
This is
Yeah.
great.
That's it for sure. 100%.
Travis
Absolutely.
is great.
Oh, I'm
He's
so
do
excited.
you know what? He's such a nice bloke as well. He's a good
Oh,
guy.
I
We
love
text. He's
no.
like, yeah,
It.
it's like, and probably he could just be like, dude, look, don't text me. But he's not. He humors me. He keeps me at bay.
I love it.
He's a
That's
lovely
nice.
he's a lovely guy, and he's really passionate.
Yeah. You
And he
can tell
cares.
by the way he made the movie, honestly.
Honestly, you really can. He's in it. He's in the thick of it.
I
He
love
comes
that.
over and talks to you one on one, whoever you are.
Yeah.
He's kind. He's a good man. Yeah, I really like working with him.
I love hearing that. I love hearing that.
Mm.
And yeah, definitely it makes for an easy, I wouldn't say, well, I guess an easy experience, but more than easy, like an enjoyable one, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it is hard. Like 6 hours in
So
makeup, and the
yeah.
makeup hurts and is uncomfortable sometimes. And I have these contact lenses in that cover the whites of my eyes. They're called scleral contact lenses. And you are in about as much physical discomfort, shy
Yeah.
of just being in outright pain,
Hmm.
uh, as you could be. So everyone being like that was, very, very welcome.
Oh yeah. And I love hearing that because that's the kind of stuff that we, from the background, we don't get to see. So it's nice to hear stuff like that. And then it kind of makes it more real for
Yeah,
us.
yeah. It's not as glitzy and like full of
No,
attitude as you might think. It
no.
really is like a load of slightly like, look, musicians are cool, actors aren't cool. We get dressed by people to make us look cool. Actors are like a bunch of theatre kids who have been handed some equipment and shoved in a warehouse somewhere.
Oh, I
It's
think
not
it's
like, we're not it's really just a load of people going, oh my god, like it's dorky. It's great. It's fun.
I love it. I love it. Well, I want to have a little bit of fun
Yeah,
before we end. Um, all right, so I'm gonna do it's just one word answers, first thing that comes to mind.
great.
Um, and I mean, some of them might be hard. It might take more than a minute to figure out, and that's okay. No
Cool,
pressure. No pressure.
cool, cool.
Okay. One word that describes trap jaw.
Broken.
Ooh. One word that describes you off camera.
Ridiculous.
I would say humble, but we'll go, you know yourself better.
I'm a ridiculous person, I think. But yeah, I'm going to stick with that. Just
There's no
fine.
there's no better way to be. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm happy about it.
Yeah. Favorite movie villain ever?
Oh, Tommy Lee Jones's Two Face.
That is such a good one. Good answer. I love that one.
Yeah, but he's. I didn't have it, and what I've done is I've deliberately not reviewed these because they're genuine, genuine. I wanted to, but yeah,
Yeah.
Two Face.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy. All right.
his Two Face.
Dream role.
Such a. I should have thought of this. Dream role. What of all the people I could play?
I mean, it doesn't even have to be a movie that's made yet.
Yeah, I know. This is it. I think I'd quite I'd quite like to play Pompey the Great.
Ooh.
the Roman general
Yeah.
who I think I've just read a lot about him, and he seems like a kind of quite unpleasant at times, but pretty complicated guy in a very ripe part of history. And whenever anyone's doing it, they always do Brutus, Mark Antony,
Yeah.
Julius Caesar, and
Yep.
I think that Pompey was also like the leading general and
Yeah.
like was a contender for Rome. So I think that would be interesting.
Think
Yeah,
that that would be interesting too.
and
Like
he's
take this
described as big,
stage.
stocky, and
There
all
you
that stuff.
go.
Yeah, so yeah,
Perfect. You were made for it.
yeah. Come on, tell someone. Let's make it happen.
We got to make this happen. We're gonna get
Yeah.
this. We're gonna get this to happen. If you were stuck on a desert island with one other person from set, who would it be?
One other person.
I mean, like if somebody,
Yeah. Hathor.
yeah,
Um, because he he has a totally his motor he keep you going.
yeah,
His motor keeps going.
that's a
He
great reason.
Yeah. And if he did slip and hit his head,
Yeah.
then I'd eat for weeks.
I love that you said that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much meat, so much meat. I'd be found years later overweight.
Oh my gosh.
I'd cure him.
Um, So funny. I love it. Well, hey, that is a compliment that you would pick him. Okay, I'm just saying. So,
Yeah. He's a great guy. We've become good mates. So he's
yeah,
amazing. He's such a good dude.
I love that. Okay, the last thing that made you laugh uncontrollably.
Okay, this is genuine, honest truth. I was just thinking of it this morning. I laughed. There's some footage from Celebrity Big Brother
Yeah.
India,
Okay.
and basically this girl called Pooja's just had enough of the house,
Oh,
and they're all trying to tell her off, and she comes back at them all, and she goes, "Do you want some? You're asking for it. You're dying for it." And it's just very funny, and they can't believe she's just snapped. I recommend you watch it. It's just like
I'm
Pooja just
gonna
doesn't.
have to look it up now.
Pooja's energy in that is like I'm so on her side, and then the comment section of just people being like, Pooja just does not care like anymore. Like
That's
people are
awesome.
really on like on her side.
I'm
So
gonna have to watch it
that's
now.
that is the last thing I genuinely, truthfully, really like. And yeah, we've been saying it around the house.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. So I really recommend it.
I'm gonna have to watch it. I'm gonna definitely
But
watch it.
Pooja,
Puja.
you're asking for it, you're dying for it.
Okay,
You're
I'm
really.
ready.
It's very good.
I'm definitely going to watch that. That sounds
Yeah.
hilarious because yeah, it sounds funny. Um, okay, so I have to ask the two questions that have kind of become a Cool America tradition.
Yeah, cool.
So what is one thing you think is genuinely cool about America?
Um, I think that it is the land of the movies that, as a British person,
Hmm.
America is always the land of the movies, your favorite movies.
Yeah.
And because I work in movies, it's extra special, really, because when I've gone there, you go to Vegas. When I went to Vegas, I went, "Oh my god, it's Vegas like in oh sorry, it's Vegas like in or like you go to New York and you're like it's Midnight Cowboy or like this is like whenever you go to any city, there's like a great film from that city. Or if you go to like a park, I went to Queensbridge Projects. So I wanted to know where Mobb Deep were from last time I was there. I just for us, we're such cultural benefactors
Yeah.
of American music, film, and TV
Yeah.
that the entire play, like how you would feel if you went to Universal Studios and you see all the things. That's how
Mhm.
we feel when we visit America,
Oh, wow.
you know? So that's so
Cool.
cool because I feel like the whole place is this like cultural artifact.
Yeah.
Um, it really does. I mean, when I'm on the, it has a different source. Like when I'm on the plane going, I feel like, ooh, like whichever state it is, there's going to be something
Yeah.
from a movie, and I'm a movie lover.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Of
that's
course.
why I'm in it.
Exactly. Yeah. What a cool perspective. I never really thought of it that way, but you're absolutely right. And now when you say that out loud, I'm like, oh, wow, it really is, isn't
Well,
it?
well, even when you were talking about like your high school system, I
Hmm.
know your high school system because all the teen movies I watched
Or,
were so. And when you talk about Cheer
yeah,
Squad and
yeah,
like the football games and all that, I'm just like, it's so evocative.
yeah, yeah. You
Uh,
know it because it's,
yeah,
yeah,
I've seen more American teen movies than I ever have British teen movies. Because that's where, like I say, that's with that's what I grew up on.
right.
So it's exciting
Yeah.
to
I
it
can see.
is.
Wow. I love that. Thanks for giving me a new perspective. And
Yeah.
interesting. Okay, so then let's flip it. What is one thing about you that people would probably never expect, but is cool?
That I enjoy maths
Yeah,
and that yeah and that I was like what we say in the UK, a gnat's whisker, sorry, away from being a scientist or a mathematician of some description,
I know
and
that's
that I genuinely think that a lot of people go, oh, a lot of people who like arts, very left brain or right brain. I
yeah.
don't even know which, because I think it's a bit of a Victorian nonsense. Not true.
Mm.
The I've got I got Kaylee bought me this, my partner. It's
Oh,
the Vitruvian Man, like this
oh,
amazing little, and that's Jay for Juno, that's my daughter. So
oh, I
the
love that.
Vitruvian Man, because it's a reminder that the original polymaths, they
Yeah,
did philosophy and theology, and they were painters and they were scientists. They studied the night sky. All the knowledge in the world was up for grabs, and
yeah.
so I think that's something. I'm like I'm proud of liking science and
I love
maths,
that.
and I think they are very, very cool things.
I
So,
absolutely love that. I think that's great. And it is very, very cool. But I do have to say that math and I don't math well. My
well,
math is never mathing. Let's just say
you had the
that.
wrong teacher. You had the wrong teacher. That's all it is.
All right, everybody, there you have it. Sam C. Wilson reminds us that people who leave the biggest mark on screen are usually the ones who've spent years quietly building themselves off screen first. His story isn't just about stepping into a legendary franchise or playing an iconic villain. It's about growth, persistence, and believing in yourself long before the world starts noticing. Because underneath the armor, the intensity, and the spectacle of Trapjaw is still an actor who understands humanity. And that's what makes characters unforgettable. Real presence doesn't come from being the loudest person in the room, it comes from depth, conviction, and bringing something honest into every moment. And honestly, I think that's exactly what Sam is bringing into Masters of the Universe. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and catch the next conversation that everyone will be talking about. Only on Cool America Live.